Station, everybody, because we've got the great Herm'S. Is in the house. Good to see you, man.
Leave it to me. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Leave it to me. 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 Let's go. Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Holy snap! I didn't even know I was muted. There you go. I thought I pressed the button, right? And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come out smoothly this time." And I just wasted a couple of minutes. I guess it wouldn't be a show like mine unless I'm muted and mess up the whole thing. So, guys, I'm gonna start all over. Welcome, everyone. This is my top 10 personal MCU movies. Um, what did I say earlier? Everybody, can you read lips? But yeah, I got tagged by what I thought was a bunch of friends of mine, my brothers. They put me out. They challenged me to do a top 10, and it's Brandon Comickings and Missing Link, Steph. They had their top 10 a couple of weeks ago. They tagged me. Um, and this is one of the hardest things I had to do. Like I said earlier before I was muted. Beautiful intro, Herm. Yeah, it's like I always do that. It's just like, let me talk for 2 minutes and have nobody hear what I have to say. And then, like, why not? This is supposed to be like a quick, smooth top 10. You know what I mean? But it's all good. Like I was trying to say earlier, this was one of the hardest things I had to do. I literally was late because I couldn't choose between my movies. I had my movies right here, and then I couldn't find one of them. And I was like, where is that one? So yeah. Note for the future: if you have the movies next to you, don't lose the last moment to try to find all the movies. Just. I mean, I had an idea of what I was gonna do on the list, but for whatever reason, I was like, you know what? It'll be a game time decision, and I'll choose the top 10. Again, this is 6 minutes into the show, and I still haven't showed a damn movie. But how is everyone doing? This is uh um it's a video that was hard for me to try to get ready. So I figured why not go live and do this live. Um, I appreciate all you guys in here live on me. I'm calling it Herm's top 5 spot are all no way home. Yes, 5 no way home, 4 no way home, 3 no way home, 2 no way home, 1 no way home. It wouldn't be a show without some technical difficulties there, right? Right? Usually I go to the chats. I might see some awesome people. Sheila Thompson, thank you, for being here. Everybody, Brandon, Phable, Eric, who else is up in here? Brother Joe, Chamorro Cinema, you know what I mean? James Felt is up in here. He probably like, I can't hear nothing. I'm out. But thanks for being here, guys. Like I always say, like I try to do this a little smoothly. You know what I mean? This is why you record show videos like this. That way it's smooth. But might as well go live, share it with you guys live. There won't be any like kind of plug-in because it's supposed to be a video, right? But I'll talk about stuff like that a little bit later. Let me get to the list. Um, it's funny. Oh, Tugan, pew pew. What's up, bro? It's funny how Eric the Stash talk about No Way Home. No Way Home. I saw. I loved it. I did not include this to this list. It's supposed to be a list before that movie came out, and I think I'm still so excited about that movie. It'll probably be like number one, number one, number one. You know what I mean? So I let the hype die down a little. I'm gonna watch it a second time because I loved it so much. First movie I watched a second time since Spider-Verse. So you guys already know I loved it. But what was I gonna say? I put it up here somewhere. So yeah, No Way Home. Everybody knows No Way Home. If it's in my countdown, you know, it'll be high up there. And then maybe in the future, I'll do a future video in the future and add that in there. But I wasn't gonna add that one because it was so big, so anticipated. It lived up to the hype for me. And I'm not gonna have honorable mentions today because of that. Because that's one of the ones that we three. I usually do 3 honorable mentions when I do countdowns. That'll be one of them. It's not even an honorable mention. You guys know it belongs there. But I leave that aside. And 2 other movies that I left aside because I think these movies was just like this one, eventful. You go to the movie theater and it was a cheering, clapping, and just like I did with A No Way Home, there was moments in that movie. I'm not gonna spoil it in case there are still people that haven't seen it. But there was a lot of moments in that movie. There was clapping, there was there was crying. And the same thing with these 2 movies. Everybody should know. So I didn't include these to the top 10. That way I could have a little bit creative top 10. So everybody knows Infinity War is one of those movies I didn't include in the top 10. I think um a lot of people like to rank them in their top 10 and here goes there goes there. But I have so much fun watching these movies, going to the theater and watching them. And I wish I seen these 2 times in the theater. I didn't, but I did want to. It just never happened. But Infinity War was a build-up for all the movies. You know what I mean? It was that big build-up that lived to the hype so much that some people didn't think Endgame lived up to that, which I think it did. It was the payoff to Infinity War. So Infinity War was the payoff to all the movies before it, and then this one was the payoff, Endgame, to the movies to this movie. So I think it did well. There was a slowdown time, so you could see what happened after the effects of Infinity War and all that. So you know, Thanos. Everybody loves Thanos. Everybody knows I love the Infinity Gauntlet. It lived up to the hype, the whole thing. Thanos was always a rumor in the beginning of the movie since Iron Man, the original movie, popped up. There was always Thanos, Thanos, Thanos. We finally got him. It took years, but you know, after credits and everything, we finally got him. And the 2 movies that was supposed to be part 1, part 2, but they got separated titles, which is pretty good. But everybody knows it's like these 2 movies are awesome. So I kept these out of the list just to be a little like different with this list because I really feel like this is so eventful. You can pick it apart if you want, but they were so eventful that it reminds you of the old school days when you used to go to movies, the top notch blockbuster movies, and people used to cheer. You don't see that whole lot. You see here or there, but these 2 and the current No Way Home, you guys know those are like events. You know what I mean? And I freaking love them so much. So I kept them out of the list. So my number 10 is a movie I couldn't find. And I didn't put in a number 10 because I didn't think it belonged in the higher ones. I couldn't find it. But Iron Man, the one that started it all. Just ignore the 2 on it. So I'm just putting this in its place for now. A lot of people are like, oh no, don't put that next to the first one. But not this one, but literally the first Iron Man, I can't freaking find it. Because the Iron Man one is on actually a case that has the Iron Man face in it, and the Blu-ray is inside, and it opens up. I got like the Transformer ones like that. I couldn't find the Batman one like that, but to each his own. The first Iron Man was like, come on, Tony Stark. You know what I mean? Like going in there. Robert Downey Jr. I'm gonna forget names, guys. Forgive me. You know what I mean? Like when you go live, you kind of forget everything. But this is what started it all. The phase one. We got phase one, two, three. Now we're in four. This is what started the Iron Man. I thought it was well done. The music in the movie was well done. Like I said, Robert Downey Jr. like knocked it out of the park. He's our Iron Man. It's hard for someone to replace. There's a lot. The MCU, I think they casted their people really well, and he was one of them. Like, so Iron Man will be my number 10 because I couldn't find it. Maybe it would have been higher if I would have find it. Number nine, number nine. I'm going to number nine. Number nine will probably be Storm Rider Station. Man, thanks for joining. Chibi Moon Station. TM Station. Number nine it will be a little controversial. Some people. This is a very controversial movie. There's like a group that really loved it and a group that can't stand it, and there's different reasons. Um, I'm just gonna say right now, Captain Marvel is my number nine. I enjoyed this. Me and the lady went to the theater. We freaking loved it. Um, I guess there was a lot of nostalgia in it with the blockbuster crashing into the blockbuster and all that, and a young Nick Fury. He was pretty good in it. You got the Flarkin in it, and the Flarkin. um, I understand like a lot of people wanted to see Captain Marvel before they saw her, so she gets a lot of rep because of it. Brie Larson, I thought she was great. I thought she was great in it. She acted like an actual human that became an alien, kind of like trained out there. The story was good enough for me. I understand the comic books, like it doesn't match as much, and a lot of people like upset about that. But I understand. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was great action. We got scrolls in this one finally. You know what I mean? So a lot of excitement in Captain Marvel for me and the lady. We enjoyed it. So that's my number nine. I know very controversial, but number nine. Captain Marvel. I can't wait for the new Marvel movie, whatever they decide to do with Monica Rambeau and all of them. Whatever they decide to do, I can't wait for that because I love to see Monica Rambeau after the TV show get herself and Miss Marvel and all that. So keep on keeping on. Number 8 is Thor Ragnarok. This is my favorite out of the Thor movies. Um, it got you got a lot to see a lot of the Hulk because a lot of people controversy between the MCU was the Hulk. Like there should have been more of it. He should have done more. I think a lot of that has to do with they don't have full rights for the Hulk, and that's why they haven't been doing a full movie of the Hulk. And we got to see a lot of that in here. You got to see Thor comical. I understand, like, oh, they're not supposed to be comical, but in the '60s they were a little more serious. These characters in the '60s, they modernized them pretty well. Chris Hemsworth, come on, he's he's Thor. You know what I mean? Loki, all of them, and the Hela and all that that's in there. So I enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. It was a ball for me, and I love having fun watching these movies, man. They're so much fun. I love the MCU. So that's my number 8. Um, keep in mind, I did these last minute because I kept shuffling them. It's like where do I put what? And that was my number 8. My number 7 because I enjoyed this one too. Ant-Man number 7. Um, another one like if you look at the comics, maybe a lot of people didn't like it. But there's a lot of people that did. It surprised me because I didn't know a lot about Ant-Man, and I understand he wasn't the original one, but I freaking love this movie. It was very entertaining. I keep forgetting the guy's name, but the guy back there that tells all the stories, you know, he's like, yo, my friend over here, my cousin met the friend who's a shot caller. He went around and he heard this guy went over there, and that guy. I love the way he tells the story. I love the whole relationship between him and his daughter and all that, and him trying to get better, even though he's a thief and all that. He ends up finding this suit from Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, and all that. I freaking dug it. A Yellow Jacket, the guy that played him was really evil. Like you could see it. It's like, oh, that guy's an asshole. You know what I mean? So love this one. This was number 8. This was number 7. So keep on keeping on. um, to my number 6, and this was hard to do because when this came out, it blew my mind too. Civil War is my number 6. Um, Captain America Civil War, which is actually should have been Avengers, but I put this number 6. It had everything that I want, in the Civil War, everything with the everything's initiative and all that, and um, Bucky, the fight for him and all that. You got the Ant-Man part was pretty funny when he met Captain America and he shook his hand and you're Captain America and all that. I love the Spider-Man part. You guys know the Spider-Man part made me pop. It worked for me. So I enjoyed this one. This is my number 6. It was hard to put this list together, and I'm trying to do this video quick, so I'm trying not to go too long on each movie because I could. But everything in this, you guys seen it. Number 6 in mine, and then now I go to my top 5, which is pretty tough. Like I said, the Infinity movies I didn't include in the top 10 to make it at least a little bit easier for me. But my number 5, which it had an impact on me, um, to a lot of people. Like everybody was always talking about, uh, they should have a nice black representation in the MCU in the movies. In the future, we're gonna have Miles Morales, half black, half Puerto Rican, which I'm Puerto Rican, so that's pretty cool. And Black Panther. Like, there you go. T'Challa, you know what I mean? Chadwick Boseman was amazing. And I forgot to mention, he was in Civil War. He was introduction in this too. He was great in that. And I enjoy the heck out of this movie. Not just that you had Wakanda in there and all that. The imagination of Wakanda. They captured the imagination. The whole thing. I mean, I loved it. It's sad we lost Chadwick Boseman, but I love Killmonger, and Brian Michael Jordan was freaking awesome as Killmonger. Love everything. Yeah, yeah. The I keep Minaj. I keep forgetting that group, but you guys know this is number 5. I'm forgetting names and everything. Is Blade in the top 10? No, it's not, because it's not part of the MCU. I know I said Marvel in the thumbnail. You see Marvel, but it's really MCU. But Blade was an amazing movie. But keep on keeping on. Number 4 in my list was it was hard to put this one at number 4, but everybody knows how much I love Spider-Man. But no, Homecoming. Homecoming is my number 4. I just thought great. Tom Harlan killed it. I thought he was excellent. I understand people because the whole Ben Parker thing, Uncle Ben thing, like they kept him out of the MCU, and Tony Stark ended up being like his mentor, and a lot of people had problems with that. But there are a lot of people that still loved it. Great. Tom Harlan killed it, and in this current movie, No Way Home, it was his best movie out of all of them. So loved it. The whole Michael Keaton as Vulture, because you guys know we see him as Batman, but he was scary in this movie. His the role with Peter Parker was he goes picks up Liz, ends up being spoiler, sorry guys, for a movie that came out a few years ago. He ends up getting picked up, and the father is actually the Vulture, and then in the car, that scene where he figures out Peter Parker Spider-Man, that whole uncomfortable scene with Liz not even knowing what the hell is going on. She's like, "What's going on?" And then she keeps going like a teenager does. You know what I mean? I loved it. Impacted me well, and all that. So that's gonna be my number 4. My number 3, which might be a little controversial. This might be in a lot of people's number 1 list, and it's not in my number 1 list, but doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be there because it's my personal favorite. As watching these movies, what they meant to me. Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Come on. Like I said, a lot of people's number 1s. It was a fantastic movie, a little different than what we usually get with the whole shield falling down and all that. Bucky and Black and him and Captain America and Black Widow on the run and all that. Samuel Jackson gets attacked. Shield goes into everything goes haywire for Shield, and why not, man? So many awesomeness in this movie. Had to be my number 3. Like I said, I put what my enjoyment of the movie was when they came out. I enjoyed that so much. And number 2, and this one, like Like Ant-Man surprised me a lot. Like I figured it was gonna be good. It's MCU. I already trusted MCU, but it has such a reaction to me. I didn't know which one, number one or number two, to put in this list. Either one of them could be. But number two is Guardians of the Galaxy. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, um, freaking a raccoon. You got a raccoon in here. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. You know, Rocket the Raccoon was awesome. You got Groot. Batista was great as um Drax and all that. Star Lord, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana. This whole group, man. Bradley Cooper killed it as Raccoon. So I had to put this. It meant so much to me. I love I love the part where he's talking about I might be a dick, but I'm not an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of used that before the movie. So when he did that, I was like, yes, yes. And then like when they got the message, he's like, oh, they got my dick message. You know what I mean? So I love this. Number two in my list. It was, like I said, it was hard to do this list, and I got one left, guys. One left, and yes, Guardians of the Galaxy for the win. Number two, man, it almost made number one for me. Avengers, Captain America, Winter Soldier. What's up, Fargate, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Infinity War for my top five. Yeah, man, like I said, Infinity War and all that would have been on this list, high in this list, but I kept those out because I kind of like wanted to highlight the other movies. Um, but my number one, and this is number one. It might not be the best of all the movies, but at the time, talk about event. Talk about event. It was just exciting because as a kid, you weren't getting these kind of movies. Like you were lucky if you get anything. You know what I mean? Like Blade, and then X-Men, and then even Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi one, kind of paved the way for this MCU. And then Iron Man. But as I mentioned, a lot of these, everybody knows when Avengers number one. I'm just gonna say Avengers number one, special place in my heart. It was so well done to me at the time, and then you probably watched some of these other movies, and it probably blow this one out of the water when you talk about production and all that. But I'm just ranking it as my personal favorite, what it meant to me at the time, and it was just a blast to come see this. You saw all of them shine. So they did it right. The MCU did it right. They did everything like personal. I mean, even the Hulk had his personal movie, which I enjoyed that movie, the last Hulk movie, not any of the other ones. But Thor had his movie. No, Iron Man, Captain America, the first Avenger, which I think is really good, very underrated origin story. You know what I'm saying? Then you add Black Widow, which she was added in Iron Man 2, and underrated Clint Burton. Everybody's seeing how good he is in this television series that's happening now with the Kate Bishop and all the Hawkeye. But yeah, this is my favorite, my number one. I know I took forever on this list. I try to keep it short, not go too deep into them. Most people saw this, but that's definitely my number one. So quick recap. Number number 10 was Iron Man. I can't I can't find it. You know what I'm saying? Number 10 was Iron Man. Number Iron Man without the two. Number 9 was Captain Marvel. Very controversial, I know. Number 8, Thor Ragnarok. Number 7, Ant-Man, which I really enjoyed it. Very surprising when I saw this one. Number 6, Civil War. Number 5, Black Panther, which could be higher in the list. It could. Number 4, No Way Home. You know what I mean? Love it, love it. Impact it had on me. Number 3, Winter Soldier. Number 2, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy. And of course, number 1, Avengers. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope it entertained you a little bit. Great list. Thank you. Marvelous list. Interesting list. Thank you. Shibi Moon. Thank you. Yeah. It's not like everybody has a different list. Everybody has different favorites. This was not like best. What I think was the best. This was actually my personal favorites. Like I said, I love the MCU movies. Yes, Guardians. I love the MCU movies, and then I can't wait for more. I want to go see No Way Home. You know what I mean? You guys know if I did that, put that on the list, it might be number one. But like I said, I'm still so hyped about it. It lived up to it. So I kept that out of it. And I kept these two out of it too, Avengers Endgame, Infinity, because what they meant. It was an event. I love going to movies and it being such an event. So real quick before I leave, I am gonna tag a couple of people. Since I was tagged, I'm gonna be mean and tag a couple of other people. There's two people that I love that I tag. One of them know it's coming. The other one I don't know if he knows it's coming, but he is part lives across the lake from us. Yeah. So next I choose is Phable from One Collection Down, and Mark from Geeks Unleashed. So I hope he's not mad at me that I tagged him. I don't think he's done one of these, but if he did, then make a new one, I guess. But yeah, those two guys, I tagged those two guys. So I hope you guys watch this and see that I tagged you. And man, I love you guys all. Thanks for being on here. And tomorrow night will be Whiplash Wednesday. I didn't want to kind of mention this is supposed to be a video. I didn't want to date it too much, but I'll still mention it. Let's talk about it remastered tomorrow. Starts 8:30 p.m. We're talking Die Hard, me, Missing Link, Phable. Let's talk about it remastered. It gets launched tomorrow. The great. Let's talk about it remastered. Yeah, 8:30 p.m. Hope you guys can join it. We're gonna talk about an idea, a little bit of an idea what the show is gonna be about. Um, and we're gonna have movie reviews, shows, or whatever. Talk video games and stuff like that. It's an extension of the hashtag Blame Fable Tonight Show, which a lot of times the blaming part gets cut off. So maybe in this show we end up extending the blaming part. You know what I mean? And have the maybe we bring back the awesome. I might as well just put it on real quick. Show and tell, that beautiful sight. Oh man, I miss doing that with Sam. Sam, rest in peace. Love the man so much. So thanks for being here tonight, guys. Thanks for putting up with me, my mess up in the beginning, like always. And till next time, guys, have a happy holidays. Anybody? I hope today's like Christmas Eve. We get Christmas twice this week. Christmas Eve for us comic book fans is tonight. Tomorrow we get our books, and then of course, Christmas is Saturday. So if you don't celebrate it, happy holidays. For you that celebrate it, Merry Christmas. Love you all. Hopefully to see you guys on Whiplash Wednesday. And till next time, guys, Station, peace out.